an exceptional man, and surpassed by other Filipino heroes in talent. Possessed a noble character and undying patriotism. Philippine national hero, a doctor, a writer, a traveler, a genius, a martyr. He is Jose Protasio Rizal, a man of dignity and valor, and carries a great charm which allures so many hearts. My dear folks, let me take you to the fancy side of our Lolo Jose Rizal, being a lover.
It was one sunny afternoon in 1877 when we first met. I was trying to catch a butterfly across the river in Los Baños, but sadly, I wasn't able to. All of a sudden, there was this boy who offered to catch a butterfly for me instead.
I was only 15 back then. I saw her and was captured by her simple beauty and innocent charm. That was then I felt my first infatuation.
According to Rizal's biographer, there are no account of this butterfly girl in his writings. It is only noted that there is a chapter in Noli where Ibarra and Maria Clara are chasing butterflies.
I was only 14 back then, while Pepe was 16 when we met each other. It was a lovely Sunday, accompanied by my brother Mariano, when Pepe visited his grandmother. Fortunately, I was one of the guests. He was even asked to draw my portrait.
From time to time, she looked at me and I blushed. She was rather short with eyes that were eloquent and ardent at times. Her entire self diffused a mysterious charm. Whenever I see her, my heart palpitates with strange ecstasy.
Rizal and Segunda came to know each other intimately during his weekly visit to La Concordia College. It was apparent that they love each other. A love at first sight story, but a hopeless one, because Segunda is already engaged to Manuel Luz.
I was shy and timid, so I failed to propose. That painful experience which comes nearly to all adolescents ended at an early hour, my first love.
Orang, that is how Jose calls me. I am the next door neighbor of his landlady in Manila. I am also a medical student, that is why we get along.
Leonor Valenzuela met Jose Rizal when she was a sophomore in USC, a tall girl with a regal bearing. Our lover boy finally decided to court her.
I used to send her love letters written in invisible ink. It left no trace on the paper, so in order to read the letter, she should hit it over a lamp. But our romance only lasted for a short time.
The walls of Intramuros became the witness of the romance between me and Jose. We became engaged, and that relationship lasted for 11 long years.
Daimis, that is how she named herself in our exchange of letters. She is my fiancée, and my cousin as well. A pretty girl tender as a budding flower with kindly wistful eyes.
Like the previous romances of our hero, this also became a flop relationship. As his locket containing a picture of Leonor got lost, so as her love to Rizal forever. She got herself married to Henry Kipping, an English engineer who is the choice of her mother. It is also the mother of Leonor who maneuvered to have Rizal's letter to her daughter intercepted, so the lady received nothing.
My fiancé, Leonor Rivera, who was faithful to me for more than 11 years, is going to marry an Englishman, an engineer of the railroad. Well, the first blow of the railroad is for me. However, I prefer this progress to our former situation. When I received the news, I thought I would lose my mind, but that has already passed away, and I have to smile, for I must not cry. Oh, do not be surprised that a Filipino woman should prefer the name Kipping. No, don't be astonished. An Englishman is a free man, and I am not. Enough. Let this be the last word.
Blumentritt once said, "She is like a child who casts away a diamond to seize a pebble. She is not the woman for Rizal." Maria Clara, the heroine in Noli, was based on Leonor in real life.
I met him in Spain because he befriended my father, Don Pablo. I was struck by his charisma and noble character. He also possessed many splendid talents which I find attractive.
Being a young man in a foreign country, I became attracted by Consuelo's beauty. I even composed a poem entitled A La Señorita COYP. But at the end, I backed out because I was still engaged to Leonor, and my friend Eduardo Delete is in love with her.
In the history of my life, it was the first time my heart palpitated with joy to see a man of gallantry, dignity, courtesy, and versatile talents. It's not just a typical love story. Wanna know why? Here it goes.
I traveled to Tokyo that time and moved to the Spanish legation. It was one sunny afternoon when I saw a pretty Japanese girl walking past the legation gate. I got attracted for her feminine beauty and charm. So the following day, I waited for her and got myself introduced.
That was the beginning of Filipino-Japanese romance. She became his tour guide and a tutor in Japanese as well.
Osei-san has the qualities of my ideal womanhood. My love for her almost tempted me to settle down in Japan. But because my love for my country outweighed my love for the woman, I choose to leave.
He was in London when we first met. Chetty is how he calls me. Whenever he came for a visit in our house, there would always be a joyous chattering, and I would always help him in painting and sculpture. That was when I felt that I'd fallen for him.
It's one of the Beckett sisters. She is an English girl with brown hair, blue eyes, and rosy cheeks. I enjoyed her company, but before it drifted into a fast-approaching romance, I left her because of my mission to fulfill to my motherland.
He was a charming and dignified gentleman that I cannot contain myself but fall in love with him. He was in Belgium, enjoying the summertime festival when we met. I am one of the nieces of his landladies. Sadly, he went to Madrid, leaving me and my love behind.
I am half English, half Filipino girl from Biarritz. We became friends, and apparently, those emotions grew into something deep.
Nelly is the younger daughter of my host. I found her to be a real Filipina, highly intelligent and morally upright. I fell for her and would propose but failed because of two reasons. I won't give up my Catholic faith for Protestantism, and her mother didn't like me.
It should also be noted that there has been an aborted duel between Rizal and Antonio Luna because of Nelly. The young Luna is really the one originally courting Nelly, and Jose, being his chaperone, is in charge of Adelina, Nelly's sister. But apparently, Nelly fell in love with Rizal instead. Although they could not be together, Jose and Nelly parted as friends.
I guess it was fate that made us meet each other. I am an Irish girl with James Bracken and Elizabeth McBride as parents. When my mother died, I was adopted by George Toffer, who later became blind. No surgeon in Hong Kong can cure my dad's blindness, so we went to Manila to seek for the services of Dr. Jose Rizal. That was when we saw him in the Pitan, a sober state.
Having a poignant point in my heart wherein I needed somebody to cheer me up, my dear Josefina came into my life. A girl sweet at 18, slender, a chestnut blonde with blue eyes, and with an atmosphere of light gaze. We fell in love at first sight. After a month, we decided to marry.
Sal's family were against Josephine Bracken because they suspected her as a spy of the Spanish authorities. But as the saying goes, love conquers all. Rizal tried to arrange their marriage with Father Antonio Albach, but with the condition of retraction. But as the martyr blood runs through his veins, our national hero refused. With no priest to marry them, they held hands together and married themselves in the eye of God, after which they lived as husband and wife. They had a son named Francisco or Peter, who was prematurely born and died after 3 hours. Napoleon Abueva has made a sculpture of Rizal and Bracken, wherein both of them are in bed. Jose's left hand is on Josephine's shoulder, and his right hand is riding. A lot of women came into the life of our national hero. Many whirlwind romances and charismatic love affairs. But above all this, more than he loved himself, woman, or his family, the greatest love of our Lola Jose is the motherland, the pearl of the Orient Sea, the Philippines.